Hi you guys, this is Shay with Looks Well Boutique. We're coming with another video today. We had talked earlier in the last video about washing the hair and actually seeing how the hair will act after you wash it. I actually went to the my local hair store today, and I picked up some silicone mix. And this is, I don't know if hopefully it's not a glare. You guys can actually see it. I'm gonna try to tilt it a little bit so you can sort of kind of see what it looks like. I believe I actually got a different kind of one than I usually get, because the one that I got the one that I usually use have red lines on it. I believe like some yellow or something like that. I'm not sure if they just changed the labeling or stuff like that, but when I opened it, it actually is blue. Oh, can you see that? I don't think you can, but it was actually like a powder blue. But usually, I'm still trying to get y'all to see this, but usually when I get it, it'd be like a white. It still has the same whip consistency that it has before, but I was looking actually for the other kind. So what we're gonna do is, we actually have, you can't really see it, but I actually have a tub right here with hot water and kind of cool down just a little bit. But you get hot water and you actually take a little bit, usually this much, but usually I be overdoing stuff, but we're just gonna use just a little bit of this. Just add it to your water. You can actually boil the water on the stove if that's what you would like to do. If you have an old pot that you don't use, you can use that. Oh, this done slept on the table. Hold on just 1 second. You can actually boil hot water, put a little bit of fabric softener in there if you want to. Right now I'm just gonna actually just use just the silicone mix, and I'm gonna knock the chunks out of it and kind of swirl it around the water to make sure it is evenly distributed towards the water as much as possible. Of course, like I said, I gotta be extra. Even though I said I was gonna do just a little bit, I'm gonna add just a little bit more. Break that up and swish it around in the water. Okay, we actually have a towel over here. We have a detangling brush. We have a wide tooth comb. Just natural stuff that you can get at your local hair store. Nothing major, nothing expensive. Everything under $3 for each item. The silicone mix, actually this one was $4.99 at my local store. Not sure how much it'll be at yours, but usually, to be all honest, with the other one that I used to use, it actually was, I want to say, about $7-8 or so, maybe $8.99, somewhere around there. It wasn't no more than $9. So here is the hair, and I'm actually going to focus on this part right here. We have built up product when I actually had put some glue on it. I was gonna say gel glue. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna submerge the hair in the water and kind of keeping it kind of all together, not really swishing it around a lot, but swishing it around enough to where the water can actually get up in them hairs and get it together. So we're gonna let this sit for a couple of minutes, and then we're gonna take it out. We're gonna use maybe cool to lukewarm water to not dry, I'm sorry. We're gonna use lukewarm or cool water to actually get the product up out the hair and make sure that we actually got all the product out the hair. We're going to use the water on this until the water runs clean. And if you actually want to, if you don't really want to go out and actually do this, you can, like I said, you can use fabric softener. I use Downy, and I use Suavitel. Am I saying that right? Suavitel. I use those two, and they have your hair smelling so good. And y'all, when I say the fabric softener and this silicone mix will actually bounce your hair and give your hair back life, honey, to like it was when you first took her out the pack, that's what she does. So we're just kind of just picking up the hair, kind of giving it a like a light little squeeze out. Let's see. Make sure. Yeah. And what I kind of do is I kind of flip the hair a little bit back and forth, making sure I get both sides, especially the part that lays down on your head with, you know, products that you have in your head and sweat and everything like that. Because like I said in the video before this one, I actually had slept in this for a few days. I didn't comb it really like that. I had it in a ponytail, and I really didn't comb it like that. I was basically trying to give it a little bit roughness just to kind of see how much the hair can actually endure. For the most part, I feel like it's okay. It's, you know, it's basically taking that beating. And with this video, y'all, it's actually going to be like a kind of like a smash up kind of like thing. It's about, I want to say it's probably like maybe after 10 o'clock now here right now while I'm doing this video. So what I'm going to do is that I'm not a big fan of putting blow dryers on my wigs. That's just me. If you would like to blow dry your hair after you get done washing it, that is okay. I just like mine to air dry. For me, I found that when you let it air dry and you actually spread it out on a towel or put it on your shower rod or on a hanger, however it is that you want to hang it up, spread it out, make sure that the air is hitting every little piece of it. For me, I feel like it does better, it looks better to me, but that's just my personal opinion. If you want to blow dry it because you're in a rush or that's just what you prefer to do, that's fine. I don't feel like it's really like a right or wrong way really with that part. It's not gonna make or break it. It's just my personal preference just to let it air dry. So I'm still just basically kind of rubbing my hands through the hair. You guys can see that. Okay. Oh, so what I was saying was that this was going to be kind of like a two-part kind of like thing. I'm actually going to record a little bit tonight, and then tomorrow after the hair is completely dry, I will come back and I will make the second part of the video and show you guys how it looks after it has been wet and washed. I may even glue it back down. We may, oh, I actually had bought some curling irons today, y'all. I have not had a pair of curling irons since maybe high school. I tried to, in another video, I literally had tried to make some curls with my flat iron. And me, like I stated before, I'm very plain Jane. I really don't throw curls and stuff like that in my hair. Anybody who knows me, when I say I got my hair done, it's just another piece that's straight down and flat. Like, that's me. I have wore curls before, but I would say I will curl my hair probably maybe once a year, once every 2 years. Something like that. Not really sure. That's how so far in between it be, you guys, like when I actually curl my hair. I actually said that I was going to get more into curls because I actually do like the way that I actually look in curls. Y'all, if I say actually a lot, you know what? You do not really realize how much you say certain things when you're not paying attention. Y'all, when I go back and I look at these videos, I notice that I say a lot. I notice that I just it's funny because my friends be saying like I act and I look like an old lady. I don't act like I'm 34. I act like I'm like 74. But that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But yeah, I noticed that I say a lot, so excuse me if I do say that, because I was not aware that I was actually saying it as much as I was. And I'm like, dang, is that how I talk to people in real life? I wonder if they be irritated when I be talking to them. But I don't know if it's like a nerve thing, because this is actually like my first time getting on. I was getting ready to say but this is like actually like my first time being online, and I know like people is watching me. I never have been like really a person who do good with being in public, like around like big crowds of people. I never been the kind of person who wanted to get up in the middle of class and go to the chalkboard and solve problems in front of the class. That wasn't me. I didn't like that. And I'll tell you what, when I was in school, if I knew something like that was going on the following day, I won't come. That's how much, like, I don't know. Like, it just, that's not my thing. I'm more so real laid back and real just chill. Like, I like, I mean, I will, be around people or whatever, but it takes a lot for me to be around people, if that makes sense. So kind of excuse me if you kind of see me kind of like looking off to the side a little bit, or just kind of like thing, because it's just a little shyness in me or whatever. Okay. Trying to make sure that I don't see no product on the other side. Trying to make sure the makeup is off. It still got like a little bit of makeup left on here. We want to rub on that and get that on up out of there the best way we can. It don't have to be perfect, but when you get your hair back down, you want it to look like you just slapped it on for the first time. So a lot of people, already have been wearing wigs and stuff like that, and they already know what to do, or they have their own routine. If you guys are watching and you know certain routines and stuff like that, if you see me doing something, by all means feel free to correct me. Or if you have a link to a video, or if you have a video, or you could just type like, hey, I did this, and this works for me, I would gladly try it, and I will literally make a video of actually following what you said and shout you out for it, because as I stated in the very first video, it's a learning experience. We're all here to learn different things, freshen up on certain things that we may not have did for a minute. It's no competition. It's none of that. It's everybody pretty much is teaching somebody something. So yeah, so that's cool. I make sure that I actually like look in the comments and stuff like that, and watch out for things like that. Any questions or anything like that, I will actually do videos on answering questions. If you would like for me to answer the question like that, that's fine. If you would like to email or message me, I will look at those, and I could respond back to you that way. If that's what you would like to do, it's all up of what you really want, or what you feel like you're comfortable with doing. So right now I'm going to get off of camera real quick. And the reason why I'm going to get off of camera is so I can actually get this in clean water. The longer you sit, the longer, for me, that I notice is that the longer that you actually keep this submerged in the silicone mix and the hot water, it works. But by this being a new unit and it hasn't been through that much of a beating, I feel like a couple of minutes in there should suffice. So yeah, so well, yeah, because there's been times where I done sat up here and let it sit overnight. It's been times where I done let it sit for hours and hours. Those, like I said, those time frames for me are like if I had my unit for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? I would do it for that amount of time because it's I'm sorry. It's an older unit. So, yeah. And I always try to make sure when I grab it out, I always try to grab on the corners so that way I won't put no stress on the closure or your frontal, whichever one you have. I just try to make sure I don't do that because, y'all, I'm going to tell you, it was times where I done had some frontals and I done grabbed them boys the wrong way, and I done actually put a hole in my unit. So we just basically just squeezing as much hair out of here as we possibly can to the ends. And I'm gonna go right over here to the sink and I shall be back.